You ready?
Yeah, man, let's get it.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Across the Table, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire. Sitting across the table from me, this my man 50 Grand right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go back to doing all the hustles at the legendary Back Porch Mono's Greek restaurant with Big Lou the Mayor on the ones and twos.
Legend.
You know what I mean? This is my man's right here. Sitting across the table from me is the homie Berto Lee. How are you, sir?
Man, appreciate it. Thanks for having me, big dog.
Man, listen, I appreciate you wanting to even come on here. Well, he been drinking, and I've been drinking, so we gonna toast the water today.
We're gonna do the water right now.
We're gonna toast the water today.
It's on the table, but we're gonna do the water for right now.
Yeah, we responsible. Now, I ask everybody that comes on this platform the same question. You already know how I start these.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm humbled. I'm blessed. Tested. I'm coming from a lot of different areas, man. Like just sorting through life and learning. You know, it's always a cliche. Oh, appreciate what you have and da 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 da. Man, listen, you don't really fully get that effect until something is taken away from you. And you don't really embrace everything that's going on. You know, we look at it, it's simple. We go to work, we make money, we can buy what we want. But you don't really cherish those things as much as you really should, especially now. And me just being on the outside and going through the different things that I done went through, I'm just learning more appreciation. I mean, I've always been an appreciative person, but I'm more appreciative now because when my situation that we might touch on, however, whatever you lead into is how we gonna do it. But yeah, man, just having appreciation, man, and just building myself back up, building the strength back up, and going from there. What's up, man? It's your call, bro. I can't dodge it forever. I can't run from it forever. I mean, I might not get super heavy, but
yeah, I was about to ask you.
I'll as far as you go, I'm gonna go. If I don't respond, I'm gonna just tell you, man, as far as I can go on that right now. Just from my standpoint, from the man's side, and how I've been dealing with everything.
Well, first things first, you already know why I started this platform.
Yes, sir.
I want to know about fatherhood.
Yeah.
I want to know about being a husband.
Yeah.
You and your lady, y'all love each other. Like y'all really love each other. I just got to know, and I asked you this before.
Yeah.
What about her made you say, hey, I'm about to spend the rest of my life with you?
Not a thing. No, I'm playing.
Shit.
First and foremost, man, shout out to my wife, Aisha Lee. Love you, girl. Salute. Thank you for being the rock of my backbone when I'm in a dark place. I appreciate that even more than you
Here's
know.
to you.
Man, you know, honestly, it was the characteristics. Like, you know, some people get hung up in lust. Some people get hung up in fake things that they create in their mind. For me, and just coming from what I come from, was just knowing she was always there. Having her be there and genuinely really be there, care about my well-being as Berto Lee, not as the person they see buying drinks at the bar or what connections do he got or what he can do. It was her genuinely caring about me and standing up for me and riding for me. And when I mean ride, I don't mean riding like people look at like, oh, she a rider, she tearing up stuff, shooting. Nah, I mean really like a go to war for me in a positive light, because she cares about me as the person and me as the well-being. The only person I'll let pretty much check me however she needs to check me to get me back to my place, because I know it's coming from a good place.
How do you get over the ego?
I mean, the ego, it wasn't easy. I can't lie. It's not easy, but it's coming from a place where I look at it like you have to drop all the narratives, and I was going to say bad narratives, but you got to drop all the man thing. Because one, you're not walking around as one. You're a unit. You now have a life partner. So if this the person that I say I love and I care about, how can I still carry this? I don't want to call it a macho ego, but how can I keep that up?
It's like the stereotypical I gotta be the man type shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, at times, us now that society is letting it be okay for men to show our emotions and go through what we go through, because at times, once upon a time, it wasn't okay. I'm going to still say, and it's still kind of iffy. It just, once you're dealing with mature people, and that's men and women on both sides, literally, man, like, it's okay. And I still battle it to this day. It's certain things that I don't want to show in front of her, and it's just me. It's not because I'm thinking she going to react a certain type of way or nothing. It's just me. And I've never allowed myself to feel certain types of hurt because I knew where it was going to take me. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard, but in order for me to love her unconditionally, I had to drop that ego. I had to let the emotions out. I had to let her in. I had to stop hiding. I had to, everything that we do as being single men and just being men in general, I had to work on dropping it. Hit my head a couple times, and she got in my ass about it, like, hold on, you know what, she right. Once again, this is your second time in a week I'm only telling you this, baby, so I just want you to know that.
You giving her flowers now?
Yeah, I'm giving them to her now, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, it's a process, and it is, and I'm not gonna say it was easy. I still battle it. I still go head up. You know what I mean? Like, we still learning each other. We still growing. Even though we knew each other, we've been friends. We talk about a lot of different stuff. We still growing. It's different when you're in the house full time with somebody. It's different. You got to look and really see the things that you didn't see and be like, whew. Okay. Let me make sure, because now I can tell when she having a rough day. All right, let me pick. Hold on, man. Let me make sure she got her slippers by the door when she come home. You know what I'm saying? Or let me make her a little cocktail when she come home. Hey, let me rub her feet. These are all things that I didn't plan or think about I was going to do, never got to, because I always thought it was cornball shit. That's how it was sent to me.
Or it made you soft.
It made you soft for doing that. But this is the person I love, so why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I not be soft? Why would I not look like a corn to my lady? Why would I not do the corn stuff for my lady? Why would I not take her flowers to her job? Why would I not leave her a rose in her car in the morning and say, have a good day? Why would I not?
Bro, you talking to me. I get it.
I'm just saying, we talking. You got me started, we talking.
I get it. And I'm glad you touched on the over masculization stereotype that's out here.
Bro, it's bad.
Because it's gotten so that being nice to a girl is considered being a simp. And I can't stand that at all. And this is another reason why I want to talk to my married men. Because y'all got wives. And seeing how y'all talk and how y'all interact with y'all wives, like, it's completely different than what mainstream media tries to portray. Like, it's goofy.
Man, it's sad because, and I forgot what I was, I don't know if I was watching something or listening to an interview. Oh, I was listening to an interview. Tank on Drink Champs. Definitely worth checking into, minus him going off about being the king of R&B. He touched on...
Tank actually said that.
Yeah, he said that. Well, right now, because of course we don't have R. Kelly, for everybody know why, but... And he admitted that he couldn't touch R. Kelly, and he gave R. Kelly his roses, but right now he's saying because he writes, produce, sings, etc., 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 his own stuff. How many do it? So you kind of got to ride with his point. But back on subject to what he said was literally like, and I don't want this to sound bad, but think about everything that goes on. we stronger united than separate. And that's across the board. Think about the home life. Society has made it to where women feel they can handle everything on their own, which women are strong. And this is not a shot at women. This is not a shot at nothing, not trying to create any type of issues or none of that. But again, one is just one.
Bro, you talking to me. I've always said that we are better together than we are apart. And I always said that I don't want nothing to do with this bullshit ass fight that's going on between them. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Bro, it's crazy. And I never really paid attention to it until as I started to get older. And you think about it, they pretty much damn near do everything they can to keep things separated between a man and a woman. And there's nothing wrong for a woman being strong and getting up, going to work, for the ones that do go to work. And then you got some that just run off of the system because that's what the system created. And I never really realized it until as time went on. I had a situation, and then this was right before I got married to my wife. And that was another thing to your question of how did you feel that I know? I don't want to say I almost lost her, but the feeling of not having her made me feel incomplete and weak. And to touch on what Marcel said on your previous interview about the movie with Will Smith, and I forgot the young lady's name.
The Hancock
movie is a prime example. It's a real live example. And that whole thing went over probably 99% of everybody's head. And I knew that really fed into the drive of saying, you know what, I'm about to drop this macho, this ego, this bachelor life. It ain't nothing. I want somebody to grow old with. I know I have somebody that truly loves me. I know I have somebody that's truly there for me. Even though I had all these different relationship traumas and issues, and some of them was self, some of them was self, because if you just can I say it? Is it time? Okay. If you just fucking if you just fucking leave it at just fucking, it's not meant to cross those lines. You can't take somebody that you just been fucking on for forever. It's a reason why you just been fucking on them. It's a reason why you ain't never made that effort to go anywhere else, and they just a phone call at 2:00 in the morning.
And I said this when Marcel was on. Like, a lot of these dudes is afraid to take a L. And and that's why we're in the situations that we in right now. A lot of these dudes don't know how to take the loss.
Shout out to Sally for that, by the way, my guy. But man, it is, bro, it's just as bad. And like I said, man, you turn on look at what you see on the TV. Not saying we wouldn't have gun violence, not saying we wouldn't have the things that we have. But again, to touch on my subject of the 2-parent home, and not saying that the 1-parent home isn't as great as functioning, because like I said, there's some women, some very strong women out here that do a very, very, very good job. My wife was one of them for a long time. Very, very long time. She still handles her business, by the way. But now she has me, and it's just like, oh, well, I'm not touching that. You handle that.
How did you get her to trust you with that?
Time. It's all about timing, bro. You gotta. People tend to think because you say the words that it proves something. It's actions. I came in with 2. Got married, now I got 6. And you know what I'm saying? And all different personalities. You know, given my situation, I can't even get it out because y'all know where I'm going with that. Don't judge me. But now on my own, I have none, given my situation. Wait, we gonna touch on that.
You can't do that.
You
can't.
No, I gotta finish the question. I gotta finish.
Berto,
I gotta finish. You just asked me. I gotta finish.
you can't.
I gotta finish. Let me finish, bro.
All right, I'll mute my mic.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But it's all about showing. I mean, she seen how I interacted, how I handle things, and it wasn't a pump fake. She seen what I do. She seen, you know, how I handle them, my love and everything else, and you know, and her being the alpha woman that she was, and I still let her be the alpha woman from time to time because it's a great trait for her at times.
Do you really call it alpha, or do you really call it, okay, I'm gonna let you facilitate where I don't really know what I'm doing, or if you see something that I don't see, I'm gonna trust your judgment?
It's more so me trusting her judgment. I shouldn't say alpha. Thank you for checking me on that. I should.
No, it wasn't a check, but I hear this alpha male, alpha woman bullshit all the time, and I never understood it because if you're in a union,
Well, I say,
then if you're in a union, then it shouldn't. The alpha male, alpha female thing shouldn't even matter. It should be about
True.
the fucking unit.
True. Well,
You understand what I'm saying?
I said that from a place of her before I came in the picture, just her being by herself, raising her kids at that time. So that's where that was coming from. But for me, geez, this is gonna spiral out of control just because there's so many outlets to this. Just her seeing those things, man, and watching me interact, and you know, me showing her that I don't mean nothing ill towards none of them. I love kids in general, and it was really, really, you know, coming from my own childhood trauma, and you know, my dad being gone for his reasons. You know, I got aside from him.
We have that in common.
Yeah. So, you know, from his side and, you know, having my mom's side, and then, you know, up until when I had my first son and he passed away. You know what I mean? So, and she knew that, you know what I mean? But it's man, it's all about action. The words, they hear you, but if there's no action, where's the proof?
I've always tried to explain this to people that with us, love is an action.
Yeah.
Love is me doing this for you, not me laying up, cuddling and rubbing the top of your goddamn hand and all of that. That's not it. It's me figuring out what's what and making sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
What does facilitating the role of husband look like? Like, what does that entail?
Man, I don't even know where to start with that one. Like we gonna have to come back to that one because I don't want to shortchange this answer. I gotta make sure I gotta get that one from the heart. I want to be all the way 100 with that one. We gotta come back to that question. We gotta. I don't want to shortchange it, bro. That's a good question.
What do you mean by shortchange it?
I gotta give it all. You asked me what it takes to facilitate. That's a big question. I don't want to call it a loaded question, but that's a real big question.
Okay, let's go.
That's like asking a French fry lover, do you want salt on your fries or you don't want salt? You know what I'm saying? Or asking a potato kid, a kid who loves potatoes, hey, do you want some French fries? Hell yeah, I want French fries. Well, where you want the French fries from? Because everybody got their own version of who got the best French fries. And I see, here we go. Now you giving me layers to that question.
Okay. Let me ask it a different way.
Okay.
What's being a husband like?
It's dope. It's very dope. You know what I mean? It's a learning process. And it's sacrifice. And what I mean by sacrifice is, again, we're going to touch on, you got to drop all the ego, you got to shed that shell of who you once were when you become a husband and be more understanding. You got to be a little more sensitive. you got to pay attention to certain things, like certain words. Like, yeah, you should probably do it in your relationship, but even more now, because you could say some things that you might think is not hurtful, and they are hurtful, and you're not even beefing. So it's like, I don't want to say you got to be on your A game. You got to be attentive, and you should be attentive to your partner and to your spouse. But it's when that question comes out, it's like I'm circling all the above, because it's literally, bro, it's the good times are amazing. You walking down, you put your head, you married? Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's a dope ring. Appreciate it. Like, you know what I mean? But it ain't even about the jewelry. It's just that union, that form, that love, that bond, knowing I got somebody that's with me for forever, God willing, that really gives a shit about me. Bottom line. That's it. Take away everything else. It's just like when we talked about the whole legacy thing. It's just like having a kid and your kid having your last name. It's just as important as that. It's just as beautiful as that. What up?
Now, let's shift gears for a minute.
Let's get it.
Because earlier you said,
yes, sir,
that you went from having 2 kids to having 6 kids.
Yeah.
What's it like being a father? Because I want to be a dad in the covenant of my marriage too. What's that like?
Okay, first, let me do this real quick. Shout out to Tez, Tasia, Marshawn, my little homie VV, Jasmine, Jeremiah. Even though my situation is what my situation is, they still part of me. I raised them. They are part of me.
Are you sure you want to talk about that?
Let's go. I wouldn't have brought it up if I wouldn't have said it.
Let's talk about being a father first.
Okay.
Let's get that out.
Man, it's a dope feeling, bro. It's taking in. All right, let me clean that up. It's dope, and it could be frustrating. Frustrating because everything evolves, everything changes. Environment changes, life changes. Everything is always flipping. So sometimes I never knew or felt peer pressure. Never seen bullying. These kids today got to deal with everything across the board. Excuse me, I'm not going to do the Marcel. Love you, brother. But they face everything, bro. It's like they want to be with their friends, but their friends doing stupid shit. So the younger ones tend to follow behind their friends because they think it's cool. They friends taking stuff they might have seen on TV or see coming from their neighborhood or brothers, cousins, however, whoever, and they think it's cool without the brothers, cousins, or anybody telling them what comes behind that or what comes with that. So everybody thinks and glorify street life and think it's good without being told it's one or two ways out of this. You really want to put your mama and your family through that? You really want to do that? You really think it's okay? You still think that's good to do? So that's the challenge and the frustrating part with being a parent when you're dealing with younger kids, because you constantly always, you don't want to shelter them, but you want to because you want to protect them and keep them safe.
But they got to bump their head.
But they got to bump their head, and they got to learn how to walk through life, because you're not always going to be able to be there for them forever. So it has its goods and it has its bads. But again, you celebrate the highs. When the lows come, you use them as teachable moments as the best as possible as you can. And you have to learn that, and I know some people go through this, just because you're chastising them don't mean you don't love them. And there's a proper way to do it. You don't have to call them stupid or hit them upside the head with a brick.
Or embarrass them on social media with a stupid ass video.
Yeah, you ain't got to you don't have to do that in order to get your point across. Sometimes, hey, the parent might feel like it's necessary. you might have did some very disrespectful things, and the parent just feel like, okay, well, you want to embarrass me, I'm gonna return the favor. But me being older and, like I said, walking through the different trails and dealing with multiple personalities from the kid's standpoint, I don't want to yell. I don't want to cuss. I don't want to do none of that. Let me explain to you why this is wrong, guide you to give you a better understanding to what can happen, and hopefully you take heed to it. At that point, I've done what I can do. The kid is still gonna make their decision, no matter what. You could tell them till you're blue in the face, it's wrong. You could put a alarm on it, and guess what? Ooh, it's shiny. I want to touch it. So you just gotta hope you done. The kid take heed, and you did the best you can do. Don't be out here. Oh no, you can't whip little Tay Tay. What? Oh, stop it. But I felt like too is like, again, when I say things change, is we no longer have the village. The village is the same age as the kids almost. So, just my opinion.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now y'all blended y'all families, right?
Yes, sir.
What's that dynamic like? Because I know it's the you and her, and then it's the her and her kids, you and your kids, and then it's you and her kids, and then her and your kids, and then it's the outside. How do y'all make that work?
Outside doesn't matter. You let outside matter, you're going to have a problem from the get-go. It doesn't matter. They should always, and this is something that was told to me, if they know you like they say they know you, they should trust your judgment and know. And this is the other parents that might be involved. You're not going to put your own child in harm's way or bring them around somebody you feel is going to do something wrong to them. You're not. I shouldn't say you're not, but if it's not in you and you haven't shown no reason for that to go like that, then you're not. I get you're going to have some type of hesitancy about the situation, but a lot of times, my opinion, that's just saltiness. That's just the other parent being upset that you done moved on, and all that other is just trying to make your life miserable. There's no nothing, there's no substance, there's no nothing. It's just more so he moved on, now I'm mad. Little baby over here having her best life, and I'm sorry she coming home and telling me she want to go back and everything. Nah, man, you should be happy about that. You should want, when you're not in a situation, you should be able to co-parent and want to have communication with all adult parties that's involved. That'll put your mind to rest. If you had any questions or any doubt about anything, ask a question. Always ask a question. We all adults, ask the question. So in my situation, it was cool. I mean, at the time, I didn't have no issues as far as that with the party involved with my kids. It was just more so other things that was like troublesome on my side with that. It was fairly easy on her side because they were kind of familiar with me already. So it wasn't like, oh, we don't know him. None of that. It was just, now you getting used to me to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's here 24/7. Hey, how do I handle it? And kids are going to try and test you. Kids, they're going to see how far you can go, where you're going to go, how far. If you don't say nothing, I'm going to keep pushing. How much longer can I keep pushing? And, and it's just kids. But my situation wasn't bad. It was easy. It was fairly easy for the most part. We had our hiccups. We have our understanding, but to this day, we talk. I was just with one of them earlier on my way here. The middle one literally was like, hey, give me a shout out. And I'm looking like, nah, knucklehead, beat it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, everything is it's gonna be what it's gonna be as long as you make it. And I believe in that. If you speak good into it, it's gonna be fine. You speak bad or ill intent into a situation, that's what it's gonna be. And you know, like I said, you can't look at parenting as being, I don't even know what I want to compare that to. I'll come back to that, but literally, man, just being a parent, bro, you can't take certain things personal. Yes, kids are gonna hurt your feelings. That's what they gonna do. They gonna bump their head. They gonna piss you off. They gonna do all these things, even the stupid stuff that get them in a deep amount of trouble.
The dumb shit that we used to do.
Yeah, like they're just gonna be kids. And I mean, yes, you got every right to get frustrated, because if you're a good person and you teach a kid right from wrong, you looking at them like you knew better, you little dummy. But guess what? I still love you. I'm just upset with you right now. So, but yeah, man, my situation wasn't tough at all. I ain't have no hiccups with that or nothing like that. I always been or tried to be very respectful at times, except for, you know, if I feel like kids are getting out of line towards like being disrespectful towards other adults and stuff like that. That's one thing my grandmother installed in me. So it makes it, and it don't matter if it's my kids, your kids, Lil Tito kids, Michael Jackson kids. It's a no-go. I don't care who made it okay. It's a no-go. Respect your elders, man, regardless. If they not being disrespectful, and even still, man, go get your mom or your dad and y'all handle that. Don't you create a whole nother mess running that road.
Okay.
Hey.
Now, I'm going to ask you again.
Hey.
Are you sure you want to talk about this?
Let's get it.
All right.
Wait a minute. I'm going to take me a little drink.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead. No, I just, you know, like I told you, it's before, you know, it's just me. I'm human, bro. But I feel like this is how it's going to help me get through it. I can't keep it in. So let's talk about it.
You also said you went from having 6 kids to none on your end.
Yes, sir.
How the hell does that happen? But before you do that, hold on. Wait. Before you do that, put your glass up.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a glass. See, I was about to sip. That's how to show you how much I ain't been
Put your
paying
glass
attention.
up. Let's toast.
Yes, sir.
Third time around.
My guy.
This is Across the Table.
Woo.
With the homeboy Berto Lee.
He trying to kill me, y'all.
Bring it home for me.
So, I hate saying, you know, they teach you to stop saying, but, yeah, man, I had a situation where, as I was explaining to you somewhat, we talked about it off the scenes, the kids, well, my daughter, was going through some hard things. And, you know, me being the person that I am, being the father that I am, she asked me, well, made me promise to get her to try and change her environment. She felt some type of way. And mind you, all behind the scenes, you know, I tried to navigate this the best way possible. I sat her down with her mom, had her and her mom talk, told her, tell your mom everything you telling me. So it wasn't like I was pulling no snake shit or trying to be the bad guy. I'm trying to fix this. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally trying to, hey, let's get this back on track, because one, like, this little girl is my heart, and for her to hurt, I don't like. Hey, listen, man, the girls in my life and my wife, when they hurt, they cry, anything goes on with them, sends me into a frenzy. And
it's like that protective instinct kicks in.
Bro, it's the protective instinct. I just instantly feel stuff that I don't like to feel, because at that point, I'm capable of doing anything without even thinking, because these girls are my world. But so you know, we had to talk, which it came up beforehand, you know, once again, ran it past her. This had been going on nonstop, you know, talk to the wife at my house, you know, talk to the other kids, you know, hey, yeah, she coming, you know, everything was solid. So I'm feeling strong now because literally my backbone with me, the kids is on board, you know, everything is straight. But, well, what we gonna do? We'll figure out everything else once she get here.
You just wanted them to get there.
I just let me go. Let me fly. Let me fix it. And you know, and it's just like I told you, that's one of the things, like, I can't say it no other way. It's just control. Me being able to control certain things and handle certain things is just I don't want to say it's embedded in me, but I feel it's just there. So
we have natural embedded in us nature level instinct to want to protect.
Okay, listen,
but that's biology,
bro. I'm listen. I've been dealing with all this, man. I've been finding out more about myself, and you know, just trying to understand the different the feelings, the emotions, the all of it. Why am I, you know, just it's taking me back to just understanding everything, even just from me being a child before it comes to this point. But literally, man, so let me get back to that because I was getting off. I went to file for custody. I went down, you know, I had daughter was born. I had got.
Before you get into that,
okay,
what would be the steps that you would take if you wanted to go get custody?
First and foremost, you need to make sure you have DNA on file or request for a DNA. You need to go down to the child support office and you can request it, or you can pay for it yourself. You can almost order it off of Amazon if you really want DNA that bad. It's a lot of ways to get DNA. And then you got to go, you get the paperwork, you know, you file the paperwork, they stamp it, or whatever. Once it's done, in my case, my paperwork had already been filed. I had DNA done on my daughter 2013, a year after she was born, due to other circumstances with the little boy, with my little guy. So it kind of made me like trust issues.
We all got them.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like going through that, having the issues that I have, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me do this. So, you know, that was already done. Now, I ain't have to do nothing else on that part. So I got that out the way, but you literally got to establish paternity, DNA, et cetera, et cetera. And then you pay the money to file the motion, and then they file the motion, and it starts from there in the court. Well, in my case, since I already had it done, I sped it past that, and, you know, they found my paperwork, brought me my papers as I was waiting. You know, the lady asking my name, you know, asked me my daughter's name, gave her the name, and she pulls these papers, and she turns with me with this spook look on her face. And now I'm looking like, is there another kid I got that I don't know nothing about? Like, I mean, I'm not thinking the absolute, I'm not thinking this way. I'm thinking
you thinking the whole other way.
Because again, I got this done in 2013. 2013. I never seen the papers, never got the papers. So in my head, no news is good news. That's how I take it. So anyway, man, she turns and look at me. What's your name? I just told you my name. Like, now you starting to make me mad. Like, I just told you my name. What's the little girl name? Gave her the name. What's the mama name? Gave her the mama name. She look at me, look at the picture. Because my picture, mind you, they take pictures of you. When you go file for DNA, all that, it's all right there. They got pictures of you. I mean, you might not look the same as you did then, but they got pictures of you. Ain't no way around it. So literally, man, turned on and looked at me. She came from out of, because they in a cubicle. She came out of her cubicle, brought the file folder, walked me over to the corner. You sure that's you? Yeah. No, this can't be you. That's me. I'm going to go get my supervisor. All right, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? So mind you, Security done walked up.
It's that type of news where they think you gonna wild out.
Pretty much. But this is, once I tell you, you'll understand why. So, now at that point, I'm really like, fuck, I got another kid I ain't know nothing about. They about to arrest me for all this back child support, and I ain't even know. I'm going down. Shit, I gotta call the wife. I'm gonna explain this shit. I ain't even know. I really didn't know.
You see how many thoughts go through our head with some shit pop off?
Man, listen. Like, real shit. Like, I'm channeling every thought, how do I explain this? How did I not know about this? Why the chick didn't even tell me? Because now I'm out here looking like bozo, when that ain't even the case. 10 years. Day one. Rockabye, bottles, sing-alongs, zoo trips, stroller rides, car rides when they couldn't sleep in the car, swaddles, all nine, you name it, been there. Change diapers, all that. That's me. That type of that type of guy. Whatever. I don't care. I got nice stuff on. They got nice stuff on. That guy. I get a haircut. You get a haircut. That guy. Not that I'm going to look better than my kid type. I don't care. They just going to tear it up. I don't care. It's not the point. I don't care what it costs. They didn't ask to be here, so in my head, I owe this to them.
I am so glad you said that, because I was always taught, and every father that I've had on here has said that once that child is born, it automatically becomes your responsibility to make sure that child has the absolute best life possible, because it's not about you. It's about the child, and you have that responsibility.
Period.
You understand what I'm saying?
Which hence why I'm at the child support office filing for custody. See where we going? So, supervisor comes out. I need you to sit down. No, not sitting down. I need to be able to stand. She read the paper to me. Not even gonna lie, I blacked out. And before I say what it said, literally, I'm just like, bitch. and not because it was just like, bitch. Somebody gotta die. So, and I'm gonna explain once I get to that point. Don't call the police after me, y'all. That's just my emotions out of what I was dealing with at that time.
Crimes of passion happen both ways.
So I read the paper, and it said that the relationship between the alleged father and child does not exist, which is my name. I'm gonna keep her name quiet just because I don't know who might see it, but I don't want to speak on that other half into existence. Get it out.
The relationship between said father and child doesn't exist.
0.00%. Mind you, I've been taking care of her for 10 years.
This is every man's worst nightmare.
Facts. And that's why I decided to just go ahead and talk about it, because I know it's other people that deal with it and don't speak on it. And I understand why, because it's a roller coaster. You up and down, your emotions back and forth. You go through a lot of different phases, bro, and it's hurtful. But that's not the kicker. But go ahead, finish. I want you to speak.
No. There's more. I'll mute my mic.
So, that happens. And they show me the picture of me again. This is you, right? Yeah. This is her, right? Yeah. We mailed you 2 copies. I never got it. You sure? I'm positive. I've never seen these papers before in my life.
So she knew.
Now you see where my anger comes from.
Why wouldn't she tell you?
Because we went through this once before. Remember, there's another kid.
How did your wife take it?
Honestly, I don't even know 100% her emotions because she's been so wrapped up in making sure I'm okay. Because I call her. Literally, once they told me that, and mind you, we in the lobby. Now the lobby has chairs. It was, if my eyes could project it like a movie screen, there was about 15 to 20 women in there. One guy, the workers, and all the women looked. And the one girl said, you know what, it's sad because you're actually here trying to do the right thing. And yet, I can't get my baby daddy, my kid's father, to do anything. And then the lady came to me, the worker, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. At that point, I done turned red. Just because I'm steaming, I'm trying
How can
to
you not be pissed off?
Yeah, I'm trying to process. I'm trying not to flip out. I'm trying but at that point, it was like I had an outer body experience. Like literally, I called my wife and my mom. My wife stopped what she was doing, told me don't jump in my car, don't take my ass nowhere. She's coming to get me.
She didn't want you to do something stupid.
Exactly. She knew where I was going. She knew what I was about to do. That's the difference between having somebody real by your side and somebody fake. That's the difference between real love and just talk. Because she could have just let me go on about my business. All right, well, I'm at work. You got to figure it out. Stop what she was doing. Missed some of her pay for the day to come see about her husband and make sure her husband was okay. And then every phone number to my friends, cousins that she had, she called. And literally put me on while out launch. Make sure you do not let him out your sight and keep him close because nobody knows what he's going to do.
She had you on lockdown.
I was allowed to go outside, but not without a chaperone.
What can you do?
I can't answer it. I'm still dealing with it. I'm still processing it.
This is every man's worst fear. Every man that I have come across in this YouTube space is terrified of taking care of a kid that don't belong to them. This is why I think DNA testing should be mandatory at birth. Flap your gums if you want to. I'm sitting across the table from one of the men who would have benefited from knowing if that child was his. If DNA testing was fucking mandatory at birth. This is trash, bro. I'm sorry.
You know, when you say first and foremost, thank you, brother. It's not really. I don't even think it would. You know what? I don't even think it would have mattered to me at that point. But it was just how it was played.
That's what I'm saying. She knew for a decade.
Yeah.
And kept it from you, bro.
Yeah.
A decade.
Been
That's
there
trash, bro.
from day one, bro. Kindergarten graduations, first grade graduations. Taught her how to walk. This is me. It's who I am.
You were there during the developmental days. The
This
days
is-
when she fucking needed you.
This is me. This is who I am. So now, not only am I a wreck, she didn't know. Not the mama. Baby girl didn't know. Somehow, baby girl caught wind of it. So now I go from dealing with my own emotions to I'm on the phone with her. Mind you, I've been ducking her calls probably a couple of days just because I didn't know how to handle it. And now I got to, again, I'm walking my nightmare from day one all over again.
How do you tell the little girl that you've been taking care of for a decade that she's not your little girl technically?
I've never lied to her a day in her life. Not one. When she asked me why me and her mom wasn't together, I didn't go into detail why not, but I explained to her in a clean way. Okay, Dad, I understand. For her to be her age, she's very, very, I don't want to use the word wise, but she understands a lot of things that I don't feel most will get. Even though she has trouble processing it, she still gets it.
She's smarter than you. She's smarter than the average person would give her credit for.
Exactly. So I had to tell her that because she asked me, hey, Dad, are you not my dad? That was her question.
How do you respond to that?
Broke down. I jumped in my car. She was at her people's house because at that point, I'm not going nowhere near where she resides at just because I don't know what my response is going to be. Because
Smart man.
now, guess what? My leash is off. Everything that I was holding back because of, I'll crush you now. That's the emotions I'm feeling. Everything that I've been through from day one up until this point, now is at the forehead. Now it's just sitting there like, now it's time to get some get back. But anyway, so I get in the car, I'm a wreck, I'm flying, I'm talking to her on the phone, just told her, baby daddy on the way. She knows when she crying, when she hurt, my line is, daddy's on the way. I get there where she's at. As soon as I get off the elevator, I don't know how she knew it was me. She run and jump in my arms and break down. Worst feeling in the fucking world. And literally she was said ain't true. I wish I could. Why did she lie? I can't answer that. Why didn't she tell us? I can't answer that. Why? You're my daddy. I'll always be your daddy. I just got to play differently now. Because now, I didn't tell her this, but I was like, dad has to protect himself to a certain extent. Because now I know I have no leg to stand on. I can stay attached to her and she could take her and disappear and I'd never see her again.
That's why I asked, what can you do? Because you've already built a 10-year bond with this little girl.
All I can do is what I've been doing. Because it does me, I'm not going to lie, it does me good to talk to her. But in the same token, it's sad. I went out of town and her line was, I wish I could go with you, but I know my mom not going to let me go. Bro, it's bad. It's bad.
I think the worst part about it is the having to detach. I think that's the worst part about it.
Sure.
Like I said, you've built a bond with this little girl for 10 years, and now to find out that this little girl didn't come from your loins and you got to move different like I said, man, this is the most terrifying thing that a man can think of.
It's just literally, bro. The fact that she didn't come for me, I don't know if it's like in the back of my head, like not bothering me. It's how it was played. It was how it's played. Because you knew. You knew. You been knew. You knew since 2013, you knew. And I'm going to even say you knew before that. You knew. Mind you, this little girl, when she was born 1 pound, 6 ounces in the hospital and almost died. And I was there for that. And made them not only save the little girl, but save her mama as well. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I how, how do you cope? Because that's a huge L to take. And how do you deal with that, bro?
It's literally shaking my world. I can't say anything like other than it I don't want to say it knocked me off my pedestal, but it's rocked me to my core. I don't care about nothing else. It's only a couple things I care about. She was one of them. So that put a wep and a scar on my heart that'll never, ever, ever, ever close. On top of my son that passed, all I got is ashes of him. This will never, ever, it reopened the wound of him passing. And now me dealing with that. Like I go back and forth between that. And then I have to, when I said I'm appreciative and I'm humble and all these different things, I'm looking at everything that's good that I got going on right now. And I have to focus on that, because if I don't, I'll drown. And what I mean by that is I'll fall apart. Which is, again, I'm thankful for my wife, because, bro, if she wasn't her and doing the things that she did, I don't even know if I'd be sitting across from this table right now. I will probably be in one or two places, either a mental hospital or in jail, if it wasn't for her. And I'm grateful for her, and that's why I said I'm learning a whole nother. I always had appreciation for her as the person, as my friend, as my wife. But I have another level of appreciation and gratitude for her, because literally men don't handle trauma well. Men don't handle things that, like those heavy scars, we don't handle them well.
We were never taught how.
So,
in fact, we were taught to ignore them.
Pretty much. So, dealing with that, bro, I don't want to act out. I don't want to push nothing. If I'm having a bad day, I don't want to push that out on the family, because it's not their fault. They know what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? They know what I'm feeling, and they might not be able to understand it completely, but they know I'm hurt. So the love that they showering me with, again, shout out to my wife, my sis, well, both of my sisters, you know, they been great reaching out and, you know, being there. My extended sisters with my brothers, they wives, you know, been there.
Shout out to the Friday night basement barbershop crew. Y'all need to get in touch with me because y'all need to come sit across the table too. You got that shit right.
But, you know, shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Even the crew, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's been great. And I think that's the way I've been getting through this and handling this. But I'd be lying to say I still don't feel it. And it's not, you know what I mean? It's
Who would expect you not to? Like, that's 10 years, bro. That's 10 years you dedicated to a human being that literally wasn't yours and you didn't know it, but you still dedicated to that.
Yeah. So, you know, all I can say is to, you know, all the other men out there that might deal with this or have dealt with this, man, just keep your head up. It hurts. It's not the end of the world. You continue to press forward. Find the things that you still have that are precious, that have meaning, that gives you life, that still gives your heart love, and you gotta hang on to those things and cherish those things. And that's why I say, you know, we often take things for granted without knowing it. We take people for granted. We take life for granted. We take the little bit of money we do have for granted. And we don't, because you think, because I do this, I'm supposed to have it and it's supposed to be here and it's supposed, nah, man, should we take life for granted? And you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said I gotta start with the head with me. And, you know, most men won't say it, but, you know, my head is my wife. And, you know, I have to give her every credit in the world because I really, honestly, man, I don't know where I would be right now. Not even just with this situation. I done had so many different things transpire just dealing with baby girl, and she called me and something ain't right and I'm reacting. You know what I'm saying? Such and such, what? Oh yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Even when I know I probably was like, oh man, I should have probably I could have handled this better. But no, if I say I love you and you mean that much to me, I'll think that shit out later. And that's a flaw of mine. And I have to get better with that. And this situation is kind of, it's giving me balance, bro. And the bad part is, you know, yeah, this has happened, but on the flip side, I ain't got to deal with the bullshit out of the other party no more. I don't have to fight to find out where she is or why this ain't done, why you ain't do this. I don't have to handle none of these things. I don't know, man. Go ahead. Look like you got a question. I'm gonna sip this rock tequila. It's actually not bad.
That's what me and Sel was drinking.
Sally.
Shout out to Sally.
Call me brother.
Do you still have a relationship with baby girl?
As far as anything? Yeah, we talk. I mean, I just talked to her. She called me today, Thursday, Tuesday.
So the lines of communication are always open.
I'll never close them because deep down in my heart, I know she's going to need me later down in the road.
And this ain't her fault.
And this is not her fault. And I make sure to let her know it's not her fault. Even though she's still being told different things and trying to paint me out in a different light, she know better. She know, like I said, she understands, so she know better.
So the other party's trying to flip the daughter?
I don't want to call it flip, but
that is so trash.
I'm her superhero. I'm her dad. So guess what? Because I still don't think she's told the real truth to anybody about the situation. I just think it's, well, he's just not or whatever the situation may be. I don't know what's being said. I don't give a damn at this point. But I know it's not what the truth is. And that's the toughest thing with me right now. And I just had this conversation with my wife, is literally like, I want to respond. And exactly, you see how you shook your head no? Same thing she said. Cause she like, you know, those that know you know what's up. They know how you move, how you.
And I know what kind of response is coming.
So you don't owe nobody shit.
You don't want to do that.
So, you know, and yeah, at the moment, you know.
And this is me telling you this as me.
You know, it's you still. I'm older, but I still got a little bit of knucklehead in me. But you know, so but I listen, cause listen, it's coming. That's my head. So it's one thing for me to hear her out and ask her opinion, and then go against it. Cause then if I get in trouble,
then it's on you.
Then it's on me. Same thing like with the kid thing. So, you know what I'm saying? I got it. I didn't. I understood it. And, you know, us having this conversation, and, you know, and I wasn't sure. I was going back and forth about it. But it does.
I didn't want to ask you because I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. And if you did, I didn't know how much you could say.
Man, I can say whatever the hell I want to. And that's all I'm going to say about that without being aggressive. But, I mean, and again, I ain't mentioned names. I ain't said nothing. Those that know, you should know. So, you know, but yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just staying in, you know, not feeding into the bullshit. Trying to, you know, make sure I keep my head on straight. Because I know what it is. And everybody know what it is. Her handprints, those are her actual handprints when she was born. It's tatted on my arm. You know what I'm saying?
And every time you see that, you have to think about the person who lied to you about her. That is so trash, bro.
Yeah. So, you know, they say you get the toughest battles. You know, and I'm looking at it across the board, man. I'd be lying. I've questioned everything after this happened. And for multiple reasons. Just literally, like I said, man, just these last couple of years been rough. My brother passed away tragically, unexpected. My uncle passed away, you know what I'm saying, before my brother. My grandmother passed away, then my other uncle just passed away. Like, and then I had to deal with this and still be battling the feelings of, you know, my baby brother. Bro, it was, like I said, man, it cut. I was bleeding out, if they put a term on it. So, you know, I'm grateful for my friends, my family that's actually there and not running with the ops and with the fake shit and all that, because literally I done cut ties to a lot of people just because I ain't with it. I appreciate y'all. You too. We rapped about it. We didn't go into much about it, but we rapped. You know what I'm saying? You reassuring that you was here for me. Bro, that's big.
As long as I have these two microphones, this laptop right here, and this goddamn internet connection, and this camera right there, you have a spot. If you ever need to get some shit off of your chest.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that in more ways than one. Like I said, man, I'm learning life. And like I said, I'm getting more of an appreciation out of different things, man. I'm looking at stuff a little different. Small things actually mean something to me now. You know what I'm saying? And what I have left, seeing my wife smile, seeing the kids smile, you know, is bringing me joy. You know what I'm saying? I recently, my niece had a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I became
So you like a grand uncle?
You know, kind of, you know, like I ain't gonna say it's a little weird. I'm like a grand uncle, but then she asked me to be a goddad too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
At least you got to ask. My
Yeah.
stepsister said, "Hey, you the godfather, goddamn it."
You know what I'm saying? So it was a beautiful thing in the moment, and and they was aware of the situation that transpired. Which again, shout out, you know what I'm saying, to the family. I ain't gonna say their names just because what it is, but they know.
They gonna know who they are when they watch this video after I post it.
Yeah, they that was huge. That was big, and it's the little things bringing light to me. All I could do is smile when they told me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could do. But on the inside, like, I felt like I wanted to cry. Just because, bro, it was just, you walk through the storm so many times and the sun don't come all the way out.
But it's always up.
True.
The sun is always up.
But sometimes when you so far down, you don't get to see that sun. It's up. But when you down, you don't always see that light. So to have that happen, that brought the sun all the way back out. Cause that's a big thing for me. Me being married was huge. My marriage, huge. Now having
word to Miss Aisha.
Now having, I gotta come up with some sweet term for this. Like, I gotta figure it out. Like, I gotta put my spin on it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. Now having, I'll call him Lil Lee because that's part of his name. Now having him, bro, it's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's helping. It came from a good place. I know why they did it. I love them for doing it. Well, her, I should say. My wife knew, and she hid it from me. But man, it was cool. It was needed, bro. Can't even front. But I just take it, like I said, I take it day by day, and I'm learning appreciation for a lot of different things. Still navigating some different moves and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, at that time coming up, as men, we like, I got this kid. All right, man, I'm going to take this bullshit ass job just to make sure. So that was like
it's like you in survival mode.
Yeah. Just, constantly. Now it's like, I really ain't got no attachment to stay here. When I said the leash was off, it wasn't just in that situation. My wife can go anywhere if she chooses to, because she works for a great place. So it just opened up these different realms, like, in my head, like,
just a whole new avenue of life.
Everything opens up. So now it's like, shit.
What do I really want to do?
What do I really want to do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I got one part of that is in place, which I take, my class opens up in August. So I'll have that part out the way. But it's like, I've been taking on so much bullshit. Let me get something for real now.
And now that I done got rid of the bullshit, I can go do that now.
At the end of the day. At the end of the day, yes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I'm like this. Like, I'm in a whirlwind because the brain is firing on all cylinders right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I got my own business. I got the brand with that. It's like, do I lock in more time with this? Which eventually I will. Then I got the plan A. I take the class in August. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on something else right now, which is another career avenue that can take me beyond where I want to be as well. So it's like, dude, this is crazy. So was this kind of a blessing? As much as I'm hurting, it's a lot of different emotions, bro. Like I said, now that, and let me clean that up, because now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds bad. I shouldn't say the leash, but it's almost like I'm free. to kind of move. There's nothing to really be like, nah, I can't do that. Nah, I can't do this because this. If she with it and if she wants to do it, why the hell not?
Let's roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's really where it's at. So now it's like, I don't want to say I've been kind of like, I've been like holding my potential down, but it's like I said, not everything's open now. For me, just personally me. So it's, bro, it's crazy. It's like I said, it's just navigating through those and trying to understand it and not let my brain run all over the place. Because right now, like I said, it's firing on 100,000,001 different cylinders. And then it's like, dude, like, I don't know. I got to shut this off so I can focus. And you know what I mean? Like, and I quietly write my goals down on paper. And my goals done changed beyond this. It's like I said, this was very life altering.
It's like a whole nother realm.
It's life altering, and I can understand those because a partner of mine that I work with is going through this almost the same thing. This happened to him almost 2 years ago. He was telling me now, but it happened to him almost 2 years ago, and he lightweight said he was going through the same thing. And literally, normally we'd be up here. I've been employed up to drinks and stuff like that. I don't want to, I look at it as trying to self-medicate the feelings and everything else. I don't want to do that because for once, I want to allow myself to feel this, learn how to heal from it in a positive way, and press on. With my wife right behind me holding me up and me holding her up, and we going to take our family to wherever the heights we want to take them, and that's what it's going to be. Baby girl call me tomorrow, and whatever happens, if it happens, and say she need me and she coming to me, and that's that, then so be it. But as far as the other party, nah, you can't apologize to me. You can't explain nothing to me. You can't nothing. You can't do none of that. That's it. You want to do anything for me, sign off and give me her and go on about your life, and I don't need nothing from you. I'll take care of her like I've been doing.
You got that shit right.
It's just where I'm at with it.
You got that shit right. You got that shit right. Berto, listen, you might be one of the toughest dudes that I have ever met in my life. I gotta have you back for part 2.
For sure.
I gotta have you back. So I'm gonna raise my glass to you.
That's easy, man.
You got that shit right. Here's to you.
For sure. Appreciate you, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your episode of Across the Table. 3rd time's a charm in this some bitch, because we've tried this. I promise we've tried this. Like, Roberto was supposed to be my very first interview on this channel.
Hold on, wait a minute. You weren't supposed to drop that floor like that, but go
Nah.
ahead, carry on.
Oh, my bad. Well,
it's your show.
This man sitting across the table from me. Don't be doing that.
Hey, my bad, bro. My bad. It just, when you say that, it make my ears perk up like I was in trouble. Like, hey,
it's me.
I know,
Come
man.
on, man.
I'm saying, man, every time I get that name, I was in trouble when I heard it. It's like a trigger. I can't explain it, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, and this is what we do. I wish you nothing but blessings. I wish you and the wife nothing but blessings. I wish you and the household nothing but blessings. You, out of everybody that I've ever had sitting across this table, deserve it. Because you've been through, we have been through a lot of shit, but you have been through some shit, and you are still standing. This is the toughest dude in my circle. I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say that. So, This is my man 50 grand right here. We used to going back to doing hustles at Mano's, the legendary back porch, thinking that we was gonna fall through the floor.
Man, that's crazy. I'm surprised that floor's still up, man. That is crazy. That was
Bruh.
fun times though.
Absolutely. But this has been your episode of Across the Table,
Yeah, man.
where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire. Roberto, I did it again.
He did
My
it.
bad.
You see, he did it again. After we just had all that, you see what he did.
But see, this is how family do. It's been an honor to sit across the table from you, bro.
Man, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for being you. I got to give you your flowers as well, man. Just thank you for being genuine and always just being there, bro. Like I said, and nowadays, fake is the new real. Real gets labeled way. People claim they real for a lot of different reasons. We gonna end it on that, and we'll talk about that at a later note. But just thank you for being genuine, being real, and really being you, being a friend, being a real human being, just across the board, bro. And you know, we've been rocking like this for forever. Ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing.
I'm humbled. And I'm humbled. But again, this has been your episode of Across the Table, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, the conversations are fire, with my man Berto Lee. Till we meet again, y'all, in a minute.